All right, we have another update to the CIRF report. This is a critical update, and this is going to be for June 25th, 2019. It's based on the previous CIRF report, which is a weekly CIRF report. I'm going to put that somewhere up there, the card up there, and you can go watch that report if need be if you have further questions. This one is just an update, and this is representative of, well, first of all, the notion that astrology or the planets are the only things affecting us is false. I mean, there's lots of things affecting you from your own choices, your health, what foods you decide to eat, how much sleep you're allowing yourself to get, what kind of sleep that is. That's just the start of it. But at a collective level, we also need to include the collective mind. And the reason why you can't project out throughout like a month with the collective mind is because it's always changing, and as new news is being added and new sports events and new holidays, people are thinking about different things. As the collective is thinking amongst a I don't know, maybe obsessed about one particular thing, then we have a potential of creating that and putting that into reality. And so it is very important to be watching the DreamBot, because the DreamBot is the collection of dreams, and it shows you what everybody is dreaming about. And that's important. So from the weekly forecast, we knew that relationships was the primary energy, and that is shifting based on the collective unconscious. Now I do have the I-Ching reading here, and you can already see that 32 and 44. I'm going to explain all that later, but I wanted to show you the two DreamBots since the last CIRF report. This one was yesterday, and it's very contentious, very yang. Goal, fight, and change is the meme. It's go out there and change things, and it's not particularly like war, although you have ammunition, and then that word ammunition has been in a lot of runs lately, and you still have a lot of this technology that's here, but more so in the next day. I'll show you that here in a second. And but very goal oriented. That's the point. It's just very goal oriented, and there's a lot of resistance. That's the blue arrows, obscure and resisting. Okay. So let's go to the next DreamBot. This one is today. Posting this at the National Dream Center momentarily after I get done with the CIRF report. But this one is a lot more alarming. In fact, the top words are attention, alarm, shred. Those are the first three words. And then you've got words like general, focused, ammunition again, takes, ace, and honor. Things that have to do with more like emergencies or war, especially with like the words like general and ammunition. Then what's interesting is we have the word 3 again, the I. That's a world where we've been watching this for quite some time, in and out of these DreamBot runs. It's in here tonight with galaxy and universe and existing. So it's whatever energy is here is a collective level energy. And of course we have even more of the technology indicated here with Ajax and Nexus and all that. But one very interesting is this false gaming. And my hypothesis is that, there's a lot of war drumming going on. A lot of sanctions, a lot of financial war going on, a lot of conflict on multiple scales, and it doesn't appear that there's a whole lot of things in the astrology to indicate that. So let's look at the astrology. This is for tomorrow. This is the 26th, and just a little reminder. Go back to the weekly one if you want a lot more details, but. Other than the moon is really going into Aries. And so that's kind of the war kind of thing. So that could be connected. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of other, there's a couple squares here to Saturn and Pluto being the destroyer. So there is a little bit, but moon transiting so fast that these are short-lived type of alignments. Then you've got the moon over Uranus that's going to sextile the sun. That's not, I mean, the Uranus is all about change, not really conflict per se. You've got some aspects over to Mars and Mercury. And then as we continue on, there's really not anything indicating the level of war or emergency, that attention that is indicated in the dream bot. So the collective is clearly on this scale of maybe possibly heading to war. And what I'd like to offer is that I believe that it's false. It's a false gaming. It's a false warring. It's a false war drumming. But it is affecting the world. And let's go into the I-Ching reading, because this gets kind of crazy. But we have 32. 32 is the duration. Now, what I asked for was the biggest energy for the rest of the week. Sorry, I've got two of these. I just didn't make a summary slide, and I had to pick something in to put in there. So you're seeing multiple of these. But for the reading, I asked for the biggest energy for the rest of the week. And as we know, as you can see from the weekly report, that relationship thing that the I-Ching came up with was clearly based on the T-square that was happening, including Venus and Jupiter and all that. And that energy apparently has disseminated, but the I-Ching is definitely with the DreamBot. In fact, on both the main energy, and I asked for the solution to be the change. So for hexagram 32, that is duration. Let me read out of the Book of Changes, because really critical. Thunder and wind, the image of duration. Thus the superior man stands firm and does not change his direction. What does that sound like? That sounds like a standstill. That sounds like I need to stand my ground. That sounds like war. That sounds like what's happening in the news. And it also sounds like what the collective dreams are showing us. Okay. Now for the change, we had change line 5 and 6. And when you make that change, it's 44. But I want to read some of the change lines really quick, because those are very pertinent. 6 in the 5th place means giving direction to one's character through perseverance. This is good fortune for a woman, misfortune for a man. Interesting. Because of the feminine lines at the top. These are the yin lines at the top. And then 6 at the top means restlessness as an enduring condition brings misfortune. That is absolutely amazing how the I-Ching picks up on that and matches almost perfectly with the DreamBot. So let's go to 44. This one I specifically asked during the toss of the coins, that if there is a second hexagram from the changes, then that hexagram will be the solution. So the solution for the main energy is 44, which is coming to meet. When heaven and earth come to meet each other, all creatures prosper. It is necessary for elements predestined to be joined and mutually dependent to come to meet one another halfway. But coming together must be free of dishonest, ulterior motives, otherwise harm will result. This is absolutely incredible. What the I-Ching is obviously saying is that the influence is that people, men in particular, are standing their ground, and we're about ready to go into a full-blown conflict. And the solution, according to the I-Ching, is to coming to meet. In other words, negotiate, meet in the middle, for God's sakes. And so for the rest of us, let's do this. This is on NationalDreamCenter tomorrow. This was according to the DreamBot, false. The word false was false war drumming. Like all the wars, previously to this, they are largely made up by the people who are going to stand to make the most money. Collective unconscious is being swayed by the elite towards war. Stay the course with peace. Just focus on peace. I could have easily put the influences as the war drumming, but as a peacemonger myself, I'd rather focus and have you focus on the peace. So that's the solution. This one going out to intervention tomorrow. Influence. The collective unconscious is being programmed towards war. The solution, negotiate. Meet in the middle. Coming to meet, according to I-Ching, is meeting in the middle. And we have to get rid of our ulterior motives. We really do have to get rid of this ego level desire and go for the higher level of soul and soul growth. I'm a firm believer that it's a false utopian view that you can have peace at all times, but I'm largely anti-war, mainly because there's people doing it just to get a gain out of it, and that's what I don't like. I reject the notion that we can have total peace on earth, but we most certainly can't have it with people standing to make billions or trillions of dollars on the war itself and on the loss of life. All right, that's a wrap, and we'll just keep an eye on the DreamBot, and we'll give you updates as those updates come in. But they just realize that even if I don't give you an update, I am doing the DreamBot nightly, and I post those over at the National Dream Center inside the forum called DreamBot Runs. So if you're ever curious about what the collective unconscious is dreaming about, head over to it's just called NationalDreamCenter.com, and then look up the DreamBot Runs in the pull-down menu. Other than that, look forward to hearing all your comments, and thanks everybody. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.